Good morning, MolyFitters, and welcome back. And what a beautiful day. I've just had 10 minutes sitting in the sunshine. Makes a difference from that torrential downpour for a whole month. So I just wanted to talk about what we're trying to achieve here. So we film live twice, on a Tuesday and on a Thursday. And the idea of this program is, using this book, we're going to do, we're encouraging daily exercise. This is a 20-week course to help improve walking and mobility by working on strength, balance and coordination techniques. Now, each week we've got different exercises in the book, which I'll go over live to show you the technique. And also we're using YouTube because of the live chat function, because I really want to create this online community where we're all talking together. So if you've got any questions, please do not hesitate to type them in and ask me. We've got the lovely Gemma sitting there waiting for the questions. So don't worry about, disturbing, or Gemma will notify me when there's a question and we can take it from there. So the way this works out in my mind is, this is a trial just to see if it works. And we've been, very fortunately, we've been sponsored by Sport England through Heart Sports Partnership for the trial. So what I would like is, on a Tuesday, we go over the exercises, and then Thursday's more ask me questions. So ask me questions about the exercises, about the technique. If you're struggling, whatever, drop me a line. So let's go back to what we did on Tuesday. We're actually on, if you go to the book, we're in week 2, which is page, that's 1. Where's week 2? Week 2 is page 7. And we're going to start with the pelvic floors. So I'm going to give you 2 options with these exercises: sitting and lying on your bed. So let's start with sitting. So the pelvic floors, first of all, let's get our position right. Try and sit away from the back of the chair and sit yourself up straight by opening your chest. Now when you're sitting, make sure the heels are underneath the knees. You don't want your heels too far back, because that tilts the pelvis and puts unnecessary pressure in the lower back. So sit up nice and straight, and then very simply, just imagine you're holding in a wee. So you're going to tighten those internal muscles and relax. Now with this, you know you're doing it right because it's internalized and you won't be able to physically see any movement. So your body will try and help with this, and what normally happens is either the stomach muscles, the thighs or the buttocks try and get involved. So stop that from happening. Try and isolate those internal muscles, and let's try and do that for 10. So we're going to squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax. Number 3, relax. 4, relax. 5, relax. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. So the reason we're doing pelvic floor exercises is they're one of your core muscles, which are the muscles responsible for holding you upright, giving you good posture, and making you much less prone to falls, which is the big thing we're sort of striving to avoid. And the second reason is, obviously, it strengthens the muscles around the bladder, so it makes you go to the toilet a little less frequently. The next exercise we're going to do is back to the TVA. Now we covered this on week 1. The transversus abdominis is that internal muscle. It sits slightly higher than the pelvic floor, and if you master it, it acts as a corset around the waist, protecting the back. So we're going to start with that. Now, you might be able to know where it is and switch it on, or if not, let's go back to basics. Let's take both our fingers into the belly button, walk about 3 finger lengths across, 3 finger lengths down, push down there. Take a big deep breath in through the nose, blowing out the stomach, and then breathe out through the mouth, squeezing the stomach in, and push, and under your fingers you should feel a muscle activating, a muscle tightening, and that's the core muscle we're after. Now take your fingers away and just try and hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Now, do not worry if you're struggling with this. This is a very difficult exercise. It's hard to master. A little trick is, when I said rest, if you felt yourself slumping down, then you know you were doing it. That muscle was holding your posture. I said rest, you relaxed it and you plop back down again. That's perfect. Let's try it again. So I'm going to try without the fingers now. Put your hands in a comfortable position, open the chest. Now let's activate that muscle by sucking it in. It's like a zip. Remember, zip up from the groin to the belly button. Hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Now a tip for this is make sure you're breathing. One of the core muscles is the diaphragm. So quite often with this, when we're all learning how to do a new thing, we try a bit too hard, whack everything on, stops your diaphragm from working, stops you breathing. So make sure you're breathing. Right, so now let's do a strengthening exercise for that core muscle. And we're doing that by raising a leg. Now the big thing to look out for here is when you raise the leg, try not to lean back. Okay, don't let your back take over. It's desperate. The body is lazy and it always tries to find the easiest way. The easiest way for most exercises is the back goes, don't worry, I'll help. And then all of a sudden you're putting unnecessary pressure into your lower back and then you're not isolating the desired muscle. So let's go over our checklist. Feet hip distance apart. Heels under knees. Sit yourself up straight. Open your chest, head up. Now, activate your core muscle, switch it on, and then very gently, about an inch, lift the foot off the floor. If you're doing this properly, you won't feel it in the back. That's the main concern. You should feel it either in the thigh, in the hip, because we're isolating those muscles, or in the core, and rest, drop it down. Let's try that on the other leg now. Activate your core, lift up and hold, and let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Let's go one more on each leg. Activate the core. Don't forget to breathe. Nice deep breaths. Lift and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So how did that feel? I really want through this process, through these 20 weeks, you to learn to communicate your body. Listen to your body. How did it feel? Did you feel it in the right place? Could you feel your back? Ask all these questions whilst it's going on. Perfect. Right, so this week, week 1, week 2 and week 3 is all about core. And I would really go on about core because A, it's the hardest thing to achieve, and B, it's the most important because if you've got a good strong core, it helps your body in so many ways. And then after week 3, we get into week 4, and then it gets a bit more interesting when we start doing movement and strength exercises. What we're going to do next week is we're going to learn how to use our core with the rest of our bodies. So just one of the practice, your homework exercises would be sitting with an engaged core, with an activated core. But anyway, let's not worry about next week till next week. Let's get on with the exercises for this week. And we're now going to do those exercises on the floor. Now in the book, I'm demonstrating them on the floor or on your bed, just because it's a lot easier to activate these muscles when you're lying down, because when you're sitting up, you know, the art of sitting, you're using so many muscles to sit, which you're not using when you're lying, and that way it's easier to isolate. So, Gemma has a question.
So, hi everybody. The Azalea room is asking how often should we do these exercises? Is it a daily thing?
Good point. I actually forgot to mention that every single one we've done of these. So, these exercises, I'm trying to encourage daily exercise. So rather than going out and battering yourself for an hour once a week, you just have to do 2 or 3 minutes of daily exercise, and it's the consistency that gives you the massive results. So what we're trying to achieve is just a little bit every day. So with these exercises, the ones we've done today, the pelvic floors, I want you to squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax, and I want you to do that 10 times once a day. Now with the pelvic floor exercises, it's easy to overdo the muscles, and if you overwork the muscles, you can also cause problems. So a big no-no on pelvic floors is don't do it all day long. And then with the strengthening exercise, I think I said 10 of those. Just trying to make sure. Yeah, so repeat the heel lifts 10 times. So you can do it on each leg, but no more than 10 times, because the chances are this is a new exercise, it's new to your body, and you'll be trying too hard. Later on during the course of the 20 weeks, I'll be asking you to activate your core by about 10%. At the moment, you're probably whacking it on about 80, 90%. And the problem with that is you can easily strain a muscle by working it too hard. And I've seen it happen. I've given clients gentle core exercises, they've worked a little bit too hard and ended up with a groin strain. So with these, we're just going to do them 10 times once a day, and that's it. So it's nice and easy. Right, onto the floor or your bed. So we're going to lie down. Now when we lie down, unless we're working the leg, lie down, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. The reason for that is it gives you a natural lumbar spine. When you straighten your legs, it arches the back up and puts too much unnecessary body weight into the back. So first of all, let's do our pelvic floor exercises and just relax. Before you do anything, think about your technique. Try and relax your shoulders down. If it feels uncomfortable in your lower back and your neck, put a cushion or a pillow under your head to support your head. Before we begin, we're just going to take some breaths, nice deep breaths. Let's go for 3 big deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, just to relax the rest of our body. 1, 2, 1 more, and 3. So these pelvic floors, imagine you're holding in a wee. If it helps, you can tighten your anus as well at the same time, but what we don't want to see are thighs, buttocks and stomach helping. So as I'm doing this, you won't see anything because it's internal. So let's squeeze those internal muscles, switch them on and relax, on and relax, on and relax, on and relax. Let's do 6 more. 6, relax, 5, relax, 4, relax, 3, relax, 2, relax, last time, 1, and relax. Good. Now we do the heel raises, hands by your side. Make sure you've relaxed your chest, relax your shoulders. Try not to strain. Quite often, it's common, put too much strain in the chest and shoulders. You're trying to divert all the energy and effort into these core muscles. So let's find our core. Take your fingers, place them on top of your belly button, walk about 3 finger lengths across and 3 finger lengths down, so you're pushing into the fleshy bit. If you're hitting your hip bones, you've gone too far across. Right, push down there. Take a big deep breath in through the nose, blowing the tummy out. Now breathe out through the mouth, squeezing the tummy in, keep squeezing, expel all that air. Push down there, suck those muscles in. You should feel something tightening. It would be faint, it's not an obvious contraction, and that's your core muscle, that's your TVA. Now hold it there. Take your toe off the floor, keep your heel on, keep the angle of the knee the same, so the lift comes from the hip, and let's lift up and down, up and down. Let's just do 2 more. 1, 2. Now let's really be strict, let's really focus on our technique here. We do not want to feel anything at all, movement or pressure in our lower backs. If you can feel it in your lower back, then you're not activating your core enough. Don't worry, it's difficult, it takes practice. So what you can do to help is put your hand in the small of your back, and then you can feel if you're using your back. So let's try it again. Activate your core. Raise the toe off the floor. And let's elevate the leg up. 1, slowly. 2, let's just do 4. 3, 1 more, and 4. Good. And if you do it correctly, you know you're winning if you can't feel your back, and even better if you feel your core, then you're using it. This is I can't emphasize enough, it's so difficult, this exercise, and I've been waffling on about this for 20 years and still even I forget most of the time. It's pain is a great reminder, and it's mostly pain that reminds me to switch it on. So don't worry there. So I want you to practice this one at home. Lying on your bed is preferable. It's just easier to find it and it's easier to gauge the technique when you're lying down than when you're sitting. And I want you to just do this 10 times using your core and not using your back. So try and practice that every day. Also, add in your pelvic floor exercises, squeeze, relax, 10 times once a day. Practice those over the weekend. Enjoy the bank holiday sunshine because it's finally sunshine, yay. And I look forward to seeing you Tuesday. So until then, stay well, stay MolyFit. See you Tuesday.